December 7th, 1941, a date which will live in infamy.
Whoa, what is this story?
The United States of America was suddenly and deliberately attacked.
Did this really happen?
Founding determination of our people. We will gain the inevitable triumph, so help us God.
Why didn't I know that this story was out there?
Mayday! Mayday! Prepare to bail out!
Hollywood is taking a risk, making history and sharing it.
A film that celebrates excellence as well as masculinity, as well as just being a black man, I feel like it's unprecedented in my career.
At all costs,
George Lucas's film REDTAILS brings the story of the Tuskegee Airmen to life.
stay with the bombers.
It's cool to be smart, and that's what these guys were. They were highly educated, but they were warriors as well, and the two are not mutually exclusive.
An elite group of men changed the course of history in more ways than one.
They needed each other. They depended upon each other.
Ironically, their story is still relatively unknown.
I had no knowledge of the Tuskegee Airmen at all, which was a huge source of shame for me, to be perfectly honest, but I alleviated slightly by the fact that a lot of Americans, both white and black, didn't either.
Until now. The film captures the grit and grace of black pioneering aviators.
Right like that.
Men who could fly and fight.
African Americans were thought to be incapable of operating complex machinery like airplanes. It was also widely accepted that blacks did not possess the physical or mental abilities to lead and fight in combat.
Fighting the forces of racism and bigotry at home was one war. The other, fighting over the skies of Europe and Africa, battling Nazi domination during World War II. In 1941, racial segregation was the law of the land. Even so, black men from all walks of life stepped up to the call for freedom.
It was the realization and a dream come true that at least I could feel that I was doing something patriotically for my country, but something that wasn't relegated to second-class citizenship.
Despite overwhelming adversity, they seized every opportunity.
We were segregated, racially segregated, but it was equal in every respect to what everybody else flying as military aviators or military airmen were doing.
We had no time for self-pity or despair. We were too busy preparing ourselves for a career of service to our nation.
REDTAILS brilliantly brings the legacy and passion of the 332nd Fighter Group to life.
Only one way to find out.
This was my country. I wanted a piece of it. I had to fight for it, but I'll be damned if I was going to let some other country come in and take it over.
With a quiet tenacity, these men proved themselves worthy to the nation's defense, democracy, and the benefits of freedom.
We've done every low-down, dirty job you've handed us.
A legacy not lost on the actors who portrayed these extraordinary men.
We will not go away.
Knowing you're making history, but at the same time knowing you're fulfilling a responsibility, I took a great sense of pride. I think the one thing I learned more than anything else is that excellence is the common denominator.
We live in a time that's more centered towards meism. And it's nice to have a film like that unites the world again. I want every young black man in the world to remember where they came from and to know what they are capable of.
We fight! Heavenly Father, we ask that you send your angels down to surround us as we fly through the sky. Through adversity! To the stars! From the last plane, to the last bullet, to the last minute, to the last man we fight!